back to the channel. You already know what it is. It's Ron Ton from Wrench-a-holics, and today we are working on 240. We're actually going to be putting on, I believe, the last piece to my exterior build. If you guys seen my car on Instagram and pretty much on the YouTubes, I'm running everything except a rear bumper. So you already know what I'm doing. If you haven't heard, or if you don't know, I'm going to be putting a Rocket Bunny diffuser on the 240. So the Rocket Bunny term company is very synonymous with the 240. We all seen that white 240 coupe, the gas station picture. That's pretty much the first time I saw the Rocket Bunny kit. And then I believe shortly after that the Rocket Bunny diffuser came out for the hatch only. And I believe Takashi did a red 240 coupe, or a Sugah, and he did the 180 diffuser on that, and that pretty much set it off for me, and that was the look that I was going for, and then we finally got it. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna do like a formal unboxing. I feel like that's kind of cheesy. It ain't Christmas. But anyways, this is what comes in the box. Pretty much you got your diffuser panels, and get a bunch of hardware from the company and a bunch of brackets as well. I do want to note that I went with a Rocket Bunny style diffuser. I didn't go with the authentic one, only because the authentic one is made out of, I wouldn't say durable material. If you were to hit something really hard, that thing will snap, and I've seen other people on the YouTubes who do have the actual Rocket Bunny diffuser and are complaining of it breaking. So I went ahead and got the Rocket Bunny style diffuser. As you can hear it already, this one is pretty much made out of aluminum, so it's very durable, and it comes with a textured finish. I will leave a link in the description of where I got it from. Again, this is durable, and this is something that I want, obviously, because my car is kind of low and I will for sure scrape and hit something. So with that being said, we're going with this diffuser. There are no instructions. As you can see, I already started. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do like a walkthrough on how to put it together, since there are no instructions, and you know, you just have to try to figure it out. So I will do the hard part for you. I'll go through step by step on how to do it, and put the diffuser together for you. So I'm pretty much gonna put you on a tripod. All the panels fit in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that together, and hopefully you guys learned something. So based on the design of the Street Faction crash bar, which is the one that I do have with the jack point, unfortunately I believe on the coupe, I've never seen it done before, but there is no way to run the diffuser with the bash bar, only because of the gap in between the bash bar to the actual back of the chassis. There is no gap here for you to fit the main support without having to chop up the main support, and I really don't want to chop up the main support, only because I need that to be robust and be able to mount on the car with a good solid mount, only because it is a diffuser. It will catch air, and I really need to be a sturdy support. So I will have to remove this. My plan is to run both, but I will have to try to figure out what is the best way to mount the diffuser and also run the bar in conjunction with each other. So alright, so I know it's not the best type of background here, but it's got this old carpet here in my garage, so I'm going to use it. But pretty much this is your main supports. These are going to be what the entire diffuser is going to be built off of. So the first thing to do is you got to locate your main supports. Obviously they're the ones that are awkward pieces, so here are your main supports. Again, I'm going to be using the hardware from what the company I bought it from sent me. So they give you a bunch of these like L brackets, and these ones right here. So these brackets right here, again, I know it's super bad. Oh, there you go. So these brackets here are for the main supports that hook up to the chassis, and then the L brackets are pretty much what you're going to be using for the entirety of the diffuser. So what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to show you how to put this thing together. It has no instructions. Just note, I don't know if it's going to be what they do standard, but they do send you some of these bolts and nuts. They're both 11, so all you really need is an 11 ratchet and an open end and closed end wrench in order for you to complete the install. So we're going to get the panels out and build the middle tray, I should say, first, since everything will be built off of that. So first you need the 2 uprights, and then I need to find the middle section. So 1 second. The middle section comes in 2 sizes. You have like a top tray right here, and then you have a bottom tray right here. So this bottom tray is what's going to be on the ground, or closest to the ground, I should say. And then the top tray is going to be obviously the one that's closest to your gas tank. If you guys can visualize what the Rocket Bunny diffuser looks like, it has 2 horizontal trays on the middle section. One closest to the gas tank and one closest to the ground. So again, the bigger piece is going to be towards the ground, and the smaller piece would be towards the gas tank. Or closest to the gas tank. So first we're going to start off with the bottom piece. So I can get that bottom piece secured, and then it's just slowly putting it together. So alright, so the first part is to get your base plate down. Again, this is the bottom part going towards the ground. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your L brackets right here, and you're just going to slip them underneath. Like that. And that's pretty much going to set you up for the mounting points to the actual main uprights. So let me get these secured, and then we'll get these bolted up to the main supports, and then we're going to add on the top piece, which goes closest to the gas tank, and it'll be right here. So that should complete the metal tray part of the diffuser, and then everything else will build off that. You have the right and left tray, and then your diffuser is done. So let me put this together and then get back to you. Alright, so you have your hardware, pretty much nuts and bolts. Again, you're just going to pretty much just set yourself up. So and then put your bolt down. Again, you're going to do that on this side, and then you're going to screw them down. Alright, so pretty much already bolted it down. Not that hard. So basically your end result is going to be this piece. So you're going to have your flat piece. Your bolts are going to be facing up, and then pretty much you have your L brackets on the outside of the bottom plate. So there it is. So then the next thing we got to do now is attach this to the main uprights. So we're going to be doing it something like that. So there it is, the main uprights, and then that should be the base minus that top tray. So we're going to go ahead and do this first, because in order for us to mount up the top tray, we need the actual uprights to support. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so to install the uprights, basically, obviously you want to match up the holes. So the 2 closest ones go towards you. And again, you're just going to be lining up the L brackets and using the supply bolts once again. Bottom 3 holes right here. This is where you can get into some kind of issues here, because the bolts are really long. So what ends up happening is that you have like some space issues right here. So the bolt will actually be touching this next, the bolt you use to hold down the other part of the L bracket. Another way you can use shorter bolts so that you don't have the issue. But for the sake of me putting this part on, I will use it just the way how it is supplied. And then what I'm going to do at the end is I'm actually going to get shorter bolts and then redo it. But for the sake of me helping you guys out, I'm going to go ahead and just use these bolts and the nuts. So you're going to be doing that mirrored image onto the other side of the diffuser, and then you'll have your main tray almost complete minus that upper tray right here. Alright, so now that we have the bottom plate, the two uprights, we're going to put on the top tray, which is closest to the gas tank. The best way I can probably tell you to do this is make your L brackets support the weight of the tray. So instead of normally we've been putting all the L brackets like this, we're going to actually be putting it above in the opposite direction so that we can place the tray on it. So with that being said, we're going to be using the next two holes above on the upright. So let me get that in focus so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to be using this hole right here and that hole right there. So again, place your brackets as if it's going to support weight, and go ahead and finish it off. So for now, we'll just let it dangle. We're just going to be putting the bracket on. So this one's going to be kind of weird, only because the tray is angled, so you want to make sure that you have the mounts angled to support the tray. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's this angle right here. You want to make sure that the flat surfaces of the brackets are angled in that fashion so that you can put the tray on. Once you have the brackets on and you put the tray, you can see what angle you need to be, because you'll be using the tray to base off that angle. So it's not hard. It's just get the brackets on first. The brackets are like universal too. The L brackets, they are both equal in length, so it's not like you have to put one in a certain orientation. They both work in different orientations. So we have the brackets on, so now basically we're gonna snug fit it, not tighten it down, only because you're gonna still be able to, you want to be able to angle the bracket so that you can put the tray on. So tighten it snug, but don't fully tighten it down, only because once you fully tighten it down, you won't be able to adjust the brackets in the fashion that you need so that it can support the weight of the top tray. So let me get that down, and let me get back to it. So I had to angle it just to get it right. I'll be cutting the bolts. Again, I'm fighting the bolt length to give me some issues. But we're going to go ahead and bolt it down. Once you have the angle now set based off of the top tray, you can go ahead and secure, I would say secure the top tray first so that you have the tray flat on the bracket. And then from there, you can secure the bracket to the upright. Only because you don't want this piece here moving as you tighten, because you want to make sure that this is set. So set this first by tightening it down, and then set the bracket last so that you can get the angle that you want. Alright, so here is the finished product of the middle tray. As you can see, the larger piece goes on the bottom, smaller piece on top. You got your brackets. and then this is your main support. So the key thing here is that on the, if I can angle it, on the brackets, so you can see there's two orientations. So this bracket is like in the shape of a 7, and then the bottom bracket for here is the shape of an L. So basically for the top tray, you want to make sure that you have the bracket, being able to support the top tray. Again, this is probably the hardest part here, because you want to make sure that you have a nice clean edge here. As you can see, you don't want too much of a gap. You want to make it as close as you can without having to bend or stress the material. But with that being said, put that down. Got the middle piece all done. So I did this yesterday, so I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to you how to do it. Basically, the diagonal edge is gonna be facing towards the exhaust, and then all the straight edge pieces right here will be facing the front of the car. The main thing, again, you're gonna be doing that sort of L bracket again. So the bracket here is an L. You want to support the weight of the lower tray, and then that's how the orientation is. The orientation of the side pieces, just look at it online. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you guys are visual learners, basically what you want to make sure is that you have this inward orientation and not outward. If you have it outward, you got the wrong piece on the wrong side. So basically, this would be your quarter panel, and then you want to swoop inward and not outward. So that way. This is driver's side, and again, inward for the passenger side. So just got to hook up that piece to the final piece, and then your diffuser is pretty much done. So there you guys have it. I will check back with you once I get all 3 pieces together. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this ahead of time. So before you have to drill into your car, if you got a fresh paint job or you don't want to ruin anything, I suggest you laying down some masking tape or painter's tape, whichever one that's not too aggressive on the sticky end, so that you don't mess up your paint. And then you're just basically going to draw out your circles. As you see, I already did that. Okay, draw out the circles for the quarter panel attachment of the diffuser, and then we're going to go ahead and drill into it. By using masking tape, it'll protect your paint as you're drilling into the body. So you guys know that not too long ago I just got the car finally painted, so I don't want to mess it up by doing this. So we're going to go ahead and protect it with the masking tape. Always use the center punch so that your drill bit doesn't dance and ruin your paint. So center punch the holes and then drill away. Alright, so as mentioned, I already took out the bolts. There should be 4 of them holding the batch bar. So 2 on this side, 2 on this side. I believe we're using the OE ones. It's going to be 14 mil. So then now, all you got to do is beat the bar out, and it should be good. So just hold that while I beat this out. Alright, so batch bar is out. With a little bit of persuasion from a rubber mallet and some help, this thing will come out. Finally out, so now we're all prepped out for the installation of the diffuser. I'm gonna grab some lunch because I'm hungry, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright guys, we are back. I thought I was gonna have a quick lunch, end up doing some more errands, and now I'm running out of daylight. to actually complete the install, and I'm running into some issues. My step drill took a crap on me, so I still need 3 more mounting holes to drill on the passenger side. I completed the driver's side, I completed the rear portion for the uprights. I was unable to get the passenger side, so I gotta get a brand new step drill. And another issue is I'm running out of bolts, so I think I need a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, roughly 10. And I thought I had enough, but some of the bolts were in the wrong spot. I don't have enough bolts to even bolt it on, so it's a good thing and a bad thing. I gotta go to the store, probably Lowe's or Ace Hardware real quick, because they have a better selection on these Allen head style bolts. Again, I'm using 1/4 1-inch Allen head bolts. I do have the 1/2-inch bolts, but we're not going to use that because I know it's not going to have enough clamping force in order to mount the diffuser correctly. So I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm not even going to do it. So yeah, I got a couple, probably got like an hour or so. I'm going to go ahead and go to the store, grab those bolts, and step drill, because I won't be able to mount the new rib nut insert without that step drill. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that and do the install on the next episode. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry. I know it's a long video. We put the diffuser together. Roughly, it's like a 30-minute video, but it took me about an hour and a half to put that thing together. Again, there is no instructions, so I tried my best to put it together. I'm gonna go ahead and walk through the diffuser as best as I can with how to mount it and how to put the brackets in the correct orientation. There's a couple ways that you can do it, but I feel like the best, not the best, but I have it to a point where it, it's functional and it acts like a diffuser by being able to catch air by angling the trays in that downward angle. So we're gonna go ahead and do that install on the next episode. Again, I apologize. I didn't have enough time, and then we just had some issues that I couldn't prevent. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some bolts, grab that step drill. And until next time, for all my day ones out there, you guys already know what time it is. Hype is for the moment, and style is forever. Deuces.